What is it? Why is this it?
I thought last year might be it. And then Mike got hired, and I talked to the wife, and she said, you can do one more year. So I said, well, let's see if it works out. And then it kind of all came together.
We just talked to DK earlier, and he said, well, saying it's the last year might just be something guys say, you don't get hit this year, you want to come back another year. Do you think you'll have any kind of debate or?
No, zero debate. Zero.
You heard the man. My guy Aaron Rodgers says his wife gave him the go-ahead to come back this season, but there is zero debate. This is it. This is his swan song in the NFL. I love Aaron Rodgers. I live for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is my favorite person to interview in all of sports. Aaron Rodgers, to me, is the greatest thrower of the football in the history of the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers deserves a farewell tour, and I am absolutely thrilled that he is going to get it. I think Aaron Rodgers still has a ton of gas left in the tank, and I think he's going to add to his unbelievable resume. I mean, we are talking about someone who is 5th in passing yards, history of the NFL, 4th in passing touchdowns, 6th when you take a look at quarterback wins, 5th when it comes to quarterback starts, plus 4 MVPs for our guy, Aaron Rodgers. An ass kicker, domination, just a joy to watch play in the National Football League. And I love Rodgers whenever he talks at a news conference or when I have a chance to talk to him. He's always candid, thoughtful, honest, and he left no doubts this is it when it comes to his final season playing in the National Football League. And I'm here to tell you, I think this is going to be an excellent season. And I'm not throwing that word around. Now, we can start debating what excellent means, but look at these numbers on your screen right here. He hit the over when it came to the betting odds for passing yards and passing touchdowns. You look at the numbers from last year, and this was playing for Mike Tomlin and a different offensive coordinator. I think it's more than fair to believe Rodgers will throw for a minimum of 3,500 passing yards and over 30 touchdowns. And you know, because it's who Rodgers is, it's what he believes in, the touchdown to interception ratio is going to be great because it always is historically. And I think Rodgers is primed for a better season because the Steelers are better. And let's start with the head coach, Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy is an upgrade over Mike Tomlin. And don't misinterpret. I think Mike Tomlin did a phenomenal job, fabulous job in Pittsburgh, won a lot of games. But it was time for a change. Mike McCarthy, Pittsburgh native, right guy, right time. And he's Aaron Rodgers' guy. And when I talked to Mike McCarthy after the NFL draft, this is before Rodgers officially signed, but you knew that it was inevitable. He said he felt like Aaron had a lot of gas left in the tank, and these guys made such unbelievable, sweet, historic, beautiful music together, winning a title in Green Bay. Rodgers won a couple of MVPs playing for Mike McCarthy. Mike has talked to me. Rodgers has talked to me about the famous Mike McCarthy quarterback school and the offseason program and how Mike McCarthy, quarterback whisperer. You could talk to Rodgers or Brett Favre or Dak Prescott or Rich Gannon or Joe Montana about what Mike McCarthy has meant to them during their legendary careers, whether Mike was a head coach or a quarterback coach or an offensive coordinator. And I just love that they're getting the band back together. This is great. And look, I don't think the Steelers have a legit number one receiver. I don't consider DK Metcalf to be a top 20 wide receiver in the NFL. I don't think Michael Pittman is a top 20 receiver in the NFL. But I think both these guys are in the 21 to 30 range. So I don't think they have a typical number one. I think they have a couple of 1As or 1Bs, however you want to phrase it. And that's going to be amazing for Rodgers. The tight end position is filled with unbelievable depth and talent. I really like the depth and talent in the receiver room. I love Rico Dowdle. I thought that was the most underrated move by any team this offseason. He's a 3-down back, And Mike McCarthy loves him. He had him in Dallas and raved about him. And I thought Dowdo last year really burst on the scene the year that he spent with the Carolina Panthers. So I'm really energized by this. I'm fired up by it. And when you take a look at the Steelers' schedule, I really think that it's all there for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get off to a hot start. You look at it, and I think that Atlanta is a perfect opportunity to get a win. They are absolutely going to be able to take care of business against the New England Patriots. I think that Cincinnati's going to win the division this year, but I think they'll beat them at home. I love them against Cleveland. Love them going up against Indianapolis at home. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Cleveland. I mean, that beginning of the schedule is one where I think it's relatively, quote-unquote, soft. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Pittsburgh Steelers minimum 6-2 in the first 8. And I wouldn't even be surprised if it was 7-1. That's how much I believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers. You take a look at the betting odds for this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't believe how little Vegas likes this team. I bang the over on wins, bang them to make the playoffs, and I think this will be the year the Steelers have the ability to go out and win a playoff game. And I know you think about history and tradition with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it shouldn't just be about winning a playoff game. And I'm not getting crazy here. I'm not saying they're winning the division. I'm not saying they're making a real Super Bowl run. But I think people are sleeping on who the Pittsburgh Steelers are and what they're capable of. I really think that Rodgers, you saw him last year, week 18, outgun Lamar Jackson pound for pound, throw for throw, third quarter, fourth quarter, in that second half in Pittsburgh to make the playoffs. That's vintage Aaron Rodgers. And I think that this team is better. I think the head coach is better. And I really think that, you got to remember this. The Steelers haven't won a game in the playoffs since they beat, I want you to think about the weight of this, Alex Smith and the Chiefs. 2015. What the hell does that even mean? That's a lifetime ago. I know the standard in Pittsburgh, one for a thumb, Lombardi Trophy, whatever it is. They need to win a playoff game, and they're going to be in position to do just that. I think the defense is vastly improved. I don't think Mike McCarthy gets enough credit. Omar Khan gets enough credit for improving the offensive line, improving the defense. I think TJ Watt is going to get back to the form of being a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I think you are going to see Cam Hayward have a monster year. They are brilliantly coached. Mike McCarthy put together a great staff on defense, Patrick Graham and company. I really think that the Steelers are going to bounce back in a major way. And wouldn't it be fitting for Rodgers to have his moments on the way out? I just think the world of Aaron Rodgers. I think when you listen to him talk, and I interview him once or twice a year, he just has such a great appreciation for the NFL, for NFL history, for sports history. He is so revered by teammates and players throughout the NFL, current players, former players. He plays the game the right way. I am such a massive fan of Rodgers, who he is, what he does, and I can't wait for him one more time to shut up the haters. I really think the Steelers win a minimum of 11 games. I think that they finish in second place in the division behind the Cincinnati Bengals, and I can't wait to watch Aaron Rodgers for one final season. We will celebrate, we will appreciate one of the greatest quarterbacks who's ever lived, my guy, Aaron Rodgers.